Hello, let me welcome you for the last subtopic in the organization. In this particular topic, we will discuss about the span of management or the span of control, and MBO, that is management by objective, and management by exception, that is MBE. So let us first take up the span of management. What is meant by the span of management, how to control it, and what are the advantages that you have. All these things we will discuss in this particular topic. First, let us see that span of management means what. It is also refers to as span of control. That means how many people that you can able to control, how much of amount, that is numbers should be there to control. Indicates the number of subordinates report directly to under a manager. This determines the effective utilization of managers as also effective performance of their subordinates. So here we will discuss about how the utilization of the manager and how the utilization or the increase the performance of the subordinates, because these two factors are very important, because utilization of the manager and the effective performance of the subordinates are very important. Okay, if the span is wider, then the manager gets overstrained, and the subordinates won't get the proper guidance. And if the span is narrow, then the management is underutilized, that is the managers are underutilized, and the subordinates feel they are over controlled. Okay, for this I would like to tell you an example where I have seen in one of the industry at Mysore. Okay, there were I don't want to name the organization. So the performance with respect to the subordinates and the managers, there were more number of managers and less number of subordinates. So the ratio of subordinates to the manager was 1.5. That is, every 1.5 workers has one manager. That was creating a lot of imbalance at the workplace, and the workers used to get very difficult. That is, one manager will tell something and the other manager will come and tell some other work, and they are getting confused which work has to be done, how it has to be done. Okay, this I have seen, and over a period of time I have seen a person by name Natarajan had come down as a CEO of that particular organization. Then he changed the entire organization, the entire structure of the organization. He made the ratio as 1:4. Okay, that is one manager to every 4 employees. The rest of the managers who are there in that particular organization has been transferred to some other place. Some of them has been transferred to the sales and marketing. Some of them have transferred to the maintenance and repair, and some of been has been transferred to the various subcomponents or the sub dealers. Like that, they have created various divisions, and they have transferred them, and they made the ratio as 1:4. And from then onwards, have seen that particular organization doing a very good business or doing a very good production in the industry. Okay, so hence the span of control or the span of management is very, very important from the industry point of view. If the span is narrow, then the organization structure becomes tall. That leads to the communication problem. If the span is wide, then it becomes a flat organization. That means more number of people will be there, and only one person has to look after that. He is unable to control it properly. Hence, the departmentation will be done, or the division of work will be given to the managers. Factors that govern the span of control. It is the ability of the manager. If the ability of the manager is very good, instead of 5 persons, he can able to handle 8 to 10 persons. Okay, so if the manager ability is very less, then he is unable to manage even the 5 employees in an organization. Okay, so ability of the employees, that is also a factor. If the employees are good in their behavior, or if their attitude depends on how the manager can able to control them. Type of work, if it is a what type of work that the organization is doing, what type of work the employees are doing it. Based on that, the span of control may vary, because if all the workers are situated in one particular place or in one particular area, then the span can be increased. Or if they have been located at various places, and if the manager has to go around at various places at very distant places, then it will be difficult for him to control. Hence, the type of work also affect the span of control. Well-defined authority and responsibility. How the authority and responsibility has been given to the manager, that depends on what should be the span of control that he can have. Geographic location, once again it is the same. That means if it has been spreaded across pan India, then controlling will be difficult, then the span of control will be very less. They make a manager for the north itself, they make a manager for the south, they make a manager for a east and west, like that. They will divide it depending on the geographical location. Information and control system. So what is the level of information that the higher management like to have, and how the control system should be there, that also have an effect on span of control, or the size of span that you can able to control in an organization. Levels of management, that is whether it is a lower level management, middle level management, or the higher level management. So even that also have an effect on, or that also will decide what should be the span of control. The economic consideration, because as the narrow span of control, that means number of peoples are more, that is span of control, then economically the organization has to sustain. That will be difficult for some of the organization. Hence, that also will come to the factor in deciding the number of peoples to control. Normally, the manager can effectively control up to 20 subordinates in an organization. That is a rule of thumb that they will be having. If more than 20, it will be difficult for them, and if it is less than 20, it will be a burden for the organization. Hence, normally up to 20 they will keep it. But once again, it depends on the geographic location, it depends on the authority, it depends on the control system, or the level of information, or the ability of the employees, and the manager will also play a lot of role in this figure, that is 20. Next, let us discuss about the MBO, that is management by objective. Management by objective is a comprehensive management system that integrates many key managerial activities. That is, a lot of activities will be there for a manager, and all these activities has to be brought to under one control, or brought to a systematic manner, or give a systematic approach to the manager, so that they can able to reach the goal of the organization, or they can able to control the employees in a very smooth manner. Since the management by objective is very, very important, and the constantly directed towards the effective and efficient achievement of the organizational goal. This I am using it again and again, these two words, that is effective and efficient. These two words you have to keep always in the mind. How effectively you control the material, how effectively you control the manpower, how effectively you control the machineries are very important in an organization. Similarly, how efficiently you are getting the work done, because a particular machinery can be work efficiently if the controlled parameters have been given, that is either the finishing or the dimensions or the size which you are giving. So efficient is very important, or within a particular time period, what time period you are going to do it. So that gives the efficiency of an individual worker, or an individual department, or an individual organization. Okay, all these things will be covered in the MBO. It is a process which begins at the top of the organization with the establishment of specific organizational objectives. So here, based on the objective, the employees will be made or based on the objective, the manager will be trained and the management will do the required organizational setup based on the objectives. Okay, so the process will follow the following steps. The process will follow the following steps. The task to be accomplished by the manager. The first and the foremost is the objective. That means what task they should accomplish by the managers. The duration for accomplishment. So what is the duration that the manager has to complete that particular job? So what is the matrix for measuring the process? That means how do you measure whether it is qualitatively, instead of 10 components, 20 components he has to manufacture, or instead of doing it in 3 hours he has to do it in 2 hours, or instead of doing it in a precise quality, instead of giving a plus or minus 1 deviation, he has to give a plus or minus 0.01 deviation. That is also a matrix. That means the quality or finishing or the maintenance free equipment that he is manufacturing. That means no errors in manufacturing. So like that, what is the matrix that you are going to use, okay, to measure the progress of an employee? These 3 things will depend on the objective of organization. Okay, the above steps are repeated to achieve the success in the organization. That means above 3 steps, that is accomplished. What is the task, what is the duration, what is the measuring process. So based on these factors, which you keep on improving, which you keep on developing in the organization, can improve the management by objective. Advantages of MBO. It helps the manager to involve himself as it is to be done is known in a given time period. That is, what he has to do, he knows. What is the time period, he knows. What is the quality, he knows. Hence, it will be easy for him to achieve that particular target or the benchmark which is being given by the organization. Objectives of the department will be in line with that of the organization. So whatever the objectives which has been set for every department or for every small group, it should be in line with the organizational goal. The performance evaluation is based on the accomplishment of the objectives, which improves the overall efficiency of the organization or effectiveness of the organization. So if the overall effectiveness of the organization increases, automatically the performance evaluation will be improved. If the organization produces an ISO or the ISI or the World Trade Organization, that means the getting the certification by the organization will improve the effectiveness of the organization. If that effectiveness of the organization improves, automatically the organizational product value will rise in the market. Fine. Hence the MBO is very, very important to see the performance evaluation and to see the manager or to give a manager a benchmark to achieve in the organization. What is the drawbacks of MBO? The starting objective is a specific period of time is a difficult task. That means when the organization set a task for you or when they set a time for you, they set in such a way that it is impossible to accomplish. If the natural time period which is required to complete the process is 1 hour, they will fix only half an hour. So by fixing it half an hour, you are hurrying in doing the process. Because of that, either it may create a damage for the particular product or it may create a damage for a individual person or the human being. Hence it is a drawback which you are going to get. The process demands trust in an organization. That means with fixing a MBO, the process will demands the trust in an organization, that is whether I can able to trust the organization or not. If the process is very short, if the process they set is very tedious or very narrow time period, if they fix it, the trusting the organization will become very difficult. Organization becomes very formalized, which hides, which hinders the further development. So the organization becomes very formalized because they know that what is the target, how they have to achieve it, and what is the time period. Since they know everything very well, it becomes a formalized, which hinders the further development. There will be no question of further development which can happen in the organization. That is a drawback of the MBO, that is management by objectives. The performance evaluation is based on the present job and not on the previous job, which may not be true way of appraisal. What I have done today is important than what I have done previous. So previous, whatever the work that you have done will not have any weightage in doing the performance evaluation of an individual person. So performance evaluation will be based on today, that is how much you manufacture today. It is not on the past records. They don't do the appreciation in this particular MBO. Next, let us discuss about the MBE, that is management by exception. Okay, management by exception is a style of business management that focuses on identifying and handling cases that deviate from the norms, which is deviating from the norms, which is going away from the norms. So exceptionally, if some components are getting delayed, or exceptionally if some components are getting out of quality, exceptionally if some workers are not performing well in the department, then the management will concentrate only on the exceptions, only on the delay what is happening, only on the problem that is happening in the organization. They will focus that and they will try to take out that particular sector, and they will try to study, and the managers will give an attention towards it, and he will try to solve it. Okay, the idea behind this MBE is the management attention will be focused only on those areas which are in need of an organization. Fine. So for this, I would like to give an example for you. In one of the tire manufacturing industry, what I have seen, it is a JK Tires Industries at Mysore. Okay, they had a one particular department, bead, that is as you can see the tire, the rim that you have on the tire where it has been tightened by the steel windings. Okay, that rim department used to have a huge problem because the machineries which has been set is not problem. They have to bind the wire in between, and they have to fix it properly. Even if a small thing goes out, then it becomes a problem. So the managers, they have adopted this particular MBE system, and they have seen that in the entire process, from the initial raw material to a finished product, in the entire process they had around 28 departments. Out of the 28 departments, this is the 23rd department, it is the third department which used to face problem in the industry. Okay, so they concentrated on that, and they saw that there need to be some improvement. So they have studied that, and they said that they need to procure a machinery for that. They have procured a machinery from the German, and they have installed in that particular area, and believe it or not, my dear friends, the production has increased by 1.8%. That means earlier they used to manufacture one tire, they have increased up to 2.8 tires. 1.8 tire extra they started manufacturing after they improved that particular area or that particular department. If they improved it, okay, after improving that particular department, it has increased by 2.8%, by 1.8%. That means overall it is 2.8% increment of production has happened in that tire industry. Okay, so the employees work independently as long as until the limits are exceeded and the tolerances or unforeseen events occur, because people will be working independently there, but whenever the problem comes in, it goes to the MBA department. They will come and they will sit and they will study, and then they will come to a particular process, how it has to be improved and how it can be solved the problem of the department. Okay, it sets out objectives, values and standards. furthermore to select the criteria of success and sets the control information. That means it will give you a particular process of how to do the work, how to follow the line of operation will be given by them. Hence the MBE will take in that particular set of works like objectives, the values and the standards they will set in the MBE. Prerequisites of MBE is the presence of the relevant information. That means what is the present information, or what is the present problem the organization is facing, is the information that they needed. Control and the reporting system should be very strong. That means the how to control that particular process, how the reporting has to be taken, that should be very strong in the MBE. The responsibilities must be clearly regulated as per the plan. Okay, so what is the responsibilities that every worker or every manager has in the MBA should be clearly given, or plan should be clearly stated, so that they can able to, there will be no conflict between the regular department and the MBE department. Advantages of MBE. The main advantages of the management, for the management, if that problematic issues are identified rapidly and managers are able to use their time and energy more wisely for important issues rather than less important ones, which may delay the operations. As I've already said, since you are concentrating on the issues where there is a problem, so hence the managers can be wisely used, or they can be thinking about the particular problem and they can able to implement some solutions and can see the result of it is important. The benefits of the supervisors is the relief from the routine task and low cost of control is also be possible. The employees can act flexibly in their routine working areas because they don't have a supervisors for them. They have a they are doing a good productivity, hence they'll be more flexible in their working areas or in their departments. Okay, so the disadvantages that you have with respect to the MBE is employees can generally do not improve their skills and may be underutilized. So employees, every time they pose some or the other problem and they will try to escape and they will try to put it to this particular department, that is management by exception, and they will go and they will do the investigations. Okay, the flexibility of employees can lead to unusual decisions on their supervisors. So flexibility, too much of flexibility is very dangerous at the shop floor. If you give the too much of flexibility, they will take it to the advantage for the individual worker and they will try to reduce the productivity at the industry. There is no fixed rule to separate the routine matters from exceptional causes, leads to waste of time and energy of managers. So managers, they are unable to identify the exceptional areas. That means regular work and the exceptional work they are unable to identify, even though the regular work is the maximum output that can be given. If it is given to the exceptional place and if they start studying that particular thing, no output can be achieved in that particular production area. Hence it becomes a waste of energy of managers. It puts a kind of constraint on the management. It puts a kind of constraint on the management development by keeping default problems out of junior employees. So they will always try to keep the defect problems or the problems which is coming out from the worker level or problems which is coming out from the employee level. They will try to see that how that can be improved, how that can be done it. So it is an tedious for a junior employees, or it becomes an overburden on the junior employees to cope up to the manager or the supervisors in the department. So with this, we have completed the three sectors or the three important topics for the organization, that is MBE, that is management by exception, MBO, that is management by organization, and the span of control or the span of management. Thank you.